News, man, what a day. All right, of course, as usual, as you guys come in, make sure you hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it. We'll wait a couple minutes to get started, but first and foremost, how you guys doing? I hope you're all doing well. Yeah, man, there's a lot we got to talk about. Two big pieces of news for today's live stream. I decided to live stream it because honestly, I was out. I was tapped out this morning when I woke up. There was a lot of news going on, but I figured, with everything looking a little bit confusing, to be honest with you guys, I thought it'd be easier just to do a live stream. That way we can talk about it as a collective as far as how everything is going down with of course Royal Caribbean and Carnival, because those are going to be the main cruise lines that we're going to be talking about for today's video. So, yeah, like I said, we'll give it about 2 or 3 minutes, and we'll go ahead and get started with the live stream. How's everybody doing? Everybody doing all right? By the way, and we'll talk about this later on the live stream. I hope everybody that came out to Port Canaveral, I hope you had a good time yesterday. It was so cool to meet up with everybody. It was really nice. And it was really my first time actually meeting people that watch my channel, like other than like family. So I really appreciate it, guys. But we'll talk about that later on in the live stream. I don't want to take up all the time with all the fun stuff. What's up, Justin? Glad you had a great time in Cape Canaveral yesterday. No, it was fun. It was fun. Nashville, what's going on? Why couldn't I get an ad when I clicked on? I don't know. I mean, it depends. Sometimes it adds one, sometimes it doesn't. I'm not in charge of that. Hope you're doing great. I'm doing good. I'm not gonna lie to you guys though. When I got back, I from Port Canaveral yesterday, I tapped out. I said I was gonna take like a 30-minute cat nap, and I was down for hours. Let's see. With the Florida no mask law, we know that there is a fine of up to 5K, but there is no lower limit. So it could be possible that someone can be worked out, or something can be worked out, that the fine could be 1 penny. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that, guys. I mean, there's a lot of news getting put out right now. So, like I said, I mean, I'm still seeing a lot of it too for the first time. Well, I looked at it this morning, but at the same time, all this stuff is relatively new, and I'm sure there's some more updates coming. So that's why I figured it'd be just a lot easier just to go ahead and talk about it during a live stream. That way we can all just, like I said, as a collective, as a community, to just talk about what's going on and how we all feel about it. Glad you went to Grills, great ventures. Yeah, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. Hey, do you know when the Mardi Gras and Odyssey are leaving Port Canaveral? Missed them on Friday. I don't know about the Mardi Gras, but I do believe the Odyssey is leaving tomorrow. I was thinking about heading back out there, but I got a lot of stuff to do before I head to Mexico. So, no, I won't be out there. What's going on? All right, guys, so we'll go ahead and get right into it. And by the way, guys, we got 100 people in here. If you hit that like button, I'd really appreciate it. It'll let YouTube know that there's a live stream going on, and it kind of doesn't suck. So first things first, let's talk about Royal Caribbean. All right, the main things we're going to talk about, of course, is Royal Caribbean and of course Carnival, because everything's going on with the vaccine mandates and requirements and whatnot. Everything has just changed. A lot of big news, a lot of big information, a lot of itinerary changes as well. So we're going to talk about it. So first things first, guys, Royal Caribbean originally came out with some news. I think it was last night or maybe early in the morning. And wow, they had a global sailing suspension is what they're calling it. Now, I'm going to read out the names here, but first, I don't want to miss you later on. Scott Weber, thank you for the super chat. Great seeing you with Tony yesterday. It was like 3 a.m. here in California, so I missed it. No, it was really cool meeting Tony. I'm going to talk about this later on because that was a cool experience. A little nervous, to be honest with you. All right, so here's what originally came out. So, global sailing suspension by Royal Caribbean. While we are thrilled about a long-awaited return to service in the United States, we regrettably must cancel the following sailings as we prepare. Allure of the Seas departing from Port Canaveral has been canceled from July 4th through August 1st. Brilliance of the Seas departing Tampa, oh, that's my city, July 3rd through August 28th, canceled. Enchantment of the Seas departing Baltimore, July 1st through August 26th, canceled. We got Explorer of the Seas departing Galveston, July 5th through September 22nd. Freedom of the Seas departing from Bayonne, July 3rd through August 23rd. That's also been canceled. Harmony of the Seas departing from Barcelona and Rome, July 4th through August 12th, also canceled. Guys, there's a couple more. I'm going to go through this, and then we'll talk about what's happened after this has been announced, all right? We got Liberty of the Seas departing Galveston, July 4th through August 8th, canceled. Mariner of the Seas departing Port Canaveral, July 2nd through August 20th, canceled. Oasis of the Seas departing Bayonne, July 2nd through August 29th. Rhapsody of the Seas departing Venice, July 3rd through November 30th. And then we finally got Symphony of the Seas departing Miami, July 3rd through August 1st. And then on the side here, we got the expanded summer lineup will go beyond the U.S., Barcelona and Rome. Oh, okay, we already know this. Yeah, so that was the original announcement, right? And then later on, or earlier today, a couple hours ago, Royal Caribbean came out with another announcement, guys, and it was something a lot of people maybe did or didn't expect. I got the article right here, and basically it's that they will no longer be requiring cruise passengers to be vaccinated in order to sail. Basically, what they're doing right now is making it so that if you want to sail, even in the United States, it's only going to be highly recommended, which is going to be a that's big. That's really big. Now I want to go over just like the basic details. That way we're all on the same page, and it doesn't sound like it's just coming straight from me. But it says Royal Caribbean International will no longer require any of its cruise passengers to be vaccinated, as it has previously planned to. In a press release Friday announcing cruises for sale on eight of its ships from the U.S. this summer, starting with Freedom of the Seas out of Port Miami on July 2nd, the company said it will recommend passengers to get vaccinated, but not require it. The announcement is a reversal from its previous statement. In the vaccine protocols the company submitted to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control Prevention last month said it would require all passengers at least 18 and older to be vaccinated. Now, this is a big deal because there are two things to take into consideration, of course, guys. There's the whole thing with DeSantis and him not allowing people to be asked for their vaccine status in order to cruise or do any kind of business in the state of Florida for that matter. But then there's also the CDC that gave out the ultimatum a couple months ago with the cruise lines saying that if they want to cruise and resume operations, 95% of the crew and 95% of the passengers, sorry, and the 98% of the crew have to be fully vaccinated, right? That was the big deal. That was the ultimatum. Or they could opt to do the test cruises. Now, we also had Richard Fain come out and say that they planned on having their cruises fully vaccinated cruises. So this is a complete 180. Now, as great as this news is, guys, and I'm going to speak from somebody that is, I'll show you guys just so you understand, I am vaccinated, right? There's the vaccination card thingy, just so, I have a say in the matter, I guess. It's like voting, right? But I personally think this is a great idea. Now, will there be some trouble down the road? Because I am curious as to see how this is going to be done with the CDC. Are they going to go after Royal Caribbean if they actually resume operations and check and see if they're actually going to be fully vaccinated sailings or at 95%? Now, here's the genius part on Royal Caribbean. They're saying that the vaccine requirements, it's recommended, highly recommended. So I would assume that the majority of the people that are going to be vaccinated would gladly just volunteer to show people their vaccine status, which could potentially give, let's say, Royal Caribbean, whenever they sail with any of their ships, the I guess right number, the number they need to actually be sailing. I'm not sure exactly how that would go over with the CDC, but still, like I said, I think it's a good idea. I think somebody said it's a bad idea. Hold on, I want to read because I like seeing both sides. Bad idea, in my opinion. The cruise ships could go out on their own and tell passengers to be vaccinated. What do you mean, like a third party? Yeah, that's a strong possibility. I'm gonna get into that later because that appears to be the route that Carnival is taking. So we'll definitely talk about that. I mean, that's what I'm saying, guys. I try to look at both sides of it, but from what I can see with Royal Caribbean, it's definitely a big move, and it's hard to really say if it's going to be good or bad. Personally, I think it's a smart move, to be honest with you guys. I mean, I've been saying all along, unfortunately, this whole pandemic and everything going on has gotten extremely political. And for any company, in my opinion, to get involved with any type of politics or any type of movement or anything like that, from a business standpoint, a company's only objective is to make money. So them getting involved with this stuff is either going to cause them to lose money or alienate potentially a portion of their audience. You know what I mean? So it's a big problem for sure. It's going to be something that's definitely going to be hashed out as far as the details. Have you ever experienced explosive? I'm not gonna say that. No, I haven't. Thankfully, thankfully. It's so weird that Princess is so quiet. Yeah, I mean, especially with Carnival, but maybe with Carnival being the stable company, the staple company, they're probably gonna wait to see what Carnival is gonna do and then go on from there. There's probably going to be more anti-maskers and anti-vaxxers. Yeah, well, especially with everything going on right now, guys, outside of cruising. I'm not going to get into it, but I'm not sure if you guys heard about like the emails and all this stuff, which again is going to add more to the politics. So I'm not going to get into it in this video, but there's definitely going to be that issue because here's the thing. When it comes to cruising, right, I think the biggest worry is not people worried about contracting the virus on board the ship. The two things that they're worried about most is the overall experience they're gonna get for their cruise, and then also potentially being, let's say, in a situation that we saw last year, where the cruise ships were stranded out in the middle of nowhere. People don't want their cruise interrupted. They don't want to have a bad experience and they don't want their cruise interrupted. So I do think those are the big factors that a lot of cruisers are taking into consideration. Otherwise, whether the cruise is fully vaccinated or not, I think most people don't really care. I mean, at least we saw that firsthand when it came to the MSC Virtuosa. Let's see. Restrictions will be less for vaccinated guests. I would assume leading people to getting vaccinated before their cruise. You might be right. I mean, I think overwhelmingly though, the truth is at least half of the population is vaccinated. And something that DeSantis is putting up like in the forefront as far as his reason why he's doing what he's doing, he's saying that at least 50% of the United States is vaccinated, and probably a good portion of them are cruisers, especially be it that not unfortunately, but the fact is that a big majority of the cruises are 45 and up. That's the average cruising age, and chances are that most of those people are probably vaccinated to begin with. So to have these regulations by the CDC put in is kind of pointless, at least from DeSantis' point of view, from what I can gather. Upstanding that Max person can still, yeah, that is true. That is true. There's a lot of things that are misinterpreted and misunderstood about between the vaccine, the pandemic, and the virus and all that stuff. Cruise lines don't want a lawsuit for passengers if they contract the virus. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of details that need to be hashed out before July. I mean, that's the thing. What gets me is that all this information is coming out so last minute. You got to think. So let me see. They put out a new list, by the way. I have it right here. If you guys want to hear it, I'm gonna just take a read real quick. So as far as the new announcement of cruises that are supposed to be going out, we got the Carnival. Sorry, Carnival. I keep thinking Freedom. Automatically, I hear Carnival. We got Royal Caribbean's Freedom of the Seas doing 3 and 4 night cruises to the Bahamas and private destinations. Perfect Day at Coco Cay from Miami starting July 2nd. We got Odyssey of the Seas on the 6 and 8 night cruises to the Southern and Western Caribbean from Fort Lauderdale starting on July 3rd. Serenade of the Seas 7 night Alaska sailings from Seattle starting July 19th. Allure of the Seas 7 night Eastern and Western Caribbean cruises from Port Canaveral starting on August 8th. Ovation of the Seas 7 night Alaskan cruises from Seattle starting on August 13th. Symphony of the Seas 7 night Eastern and Western Caribbean sailings from Miami starting on August 14th. Independence of the Seas 7 night Western Caribbean sailings from Galveston starting on August 15th. And finally, we got Mariner of the Seas doing 3 and 4 night Bahamas and Perfect Day at Coco Cay cruises from Port Canaveral starting on August 23rd. So here's the thing too. Some of these ships are supposed to be doing the test sailings. So what's going to happen with that? I'm assuming that they're going to assume that everything's going to go as planned. So Odyssey starts at 2,200 per person. Oh man, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I was looking at going on that one. 2,200. It might be worth it. Might be worth it. I'll have to look into it, but we'll talk about that later. Like overseas, test everyone boarding. Yeah. So here's the thing, and here's how I think they're gonna do it. They're just gonna require testing, right? You're gonna require testing, but however, if you volunteer to show that you're vaccinated, maybe you don't got to do the testing. That kind of eliminates everything to a certain degree, given there's no 100% chance that you don't have it or don't have the virus or whatever, but still, I think that would be highly effective for cruises. Let's see. You can get the virus, but will not end up in the ICU, just like the chickenpox. Yeah, that's what's coming out anyway, as far as facts. So yeah, you're right. Most cruises likely don't want to be forced into ship-sponsored excursions. People want to travel for the sake of travel, and want to get out. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I agree. I think that's gonna be another issue that's going to need to be tackled, right? What's gonna happen at the ports of call? Because given, guys, I was just in the Bahamas. They have their own set of rules as far as the mask mandate and everything else that goes on over there. If a cruise line decides to do, let's say, multiple stops in multiple ports of call, how is that going to work out if, let's say, they decide that you have to wear a mask, or a certain percentage coming off cruise ships have to be vaccinated, or everybody coming off cruise ships have to be vaccinated? That's going to be another issue down the road whenever they resume operations or start back up that they're going to have to tackle for sure. We're going to jump on this Carnival article in a minute, guys. Like I said, I've read through all of these, but I want to use these just for reference. That way everybody's on the same page. C. Johnson, nice meeting you the other night. No, nice meeting you. As one of my subscribers, really, really good guy, C. Johnson, took me out to dinner at a really, really nice, one of Tampa's most famous steakhouses the other day. And it was amazing. So I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. This is why I love my subscribers. You guys are the best. On Adventures of the Seas, you cannot get off the ship by yourself and roam freely, it said. Yeah, I know they just came out with their new protocols. The rule, the restrictions and protocols, and I heard that's part of it. Which is unfortunate, but I mean, who knows? I guess maybe things are changing. We went to Burns. Things are changing literally almost daily. So maybe things will change by that point in time. Who knows? I don't know why people still think that the vaccination will prevent COVID. You can still catch it here in Atlanta area. A lot of places are not requiring masks anymore. I think it's a mistake. Like I said, guys. I mean, I think a lot of people know that, right? But you also got to understand how the public works, right? Not everybody as a whole is going to be on board. A lot of people consume certain media and whatnot. I'm not saying anybody's right or wrong, but this is just the fact of how society works, right? People will take everything with a grain of salt, and whoever they already trust is the voice of reason for them. You know, most people don't have an open mind. I'm not calling anybody out in particular, but that's just the fact of the matter, guys. Let's see. The foreign travel scene is really murky right now as countries decide how to reopen to foreign travel. Yeah, you're right. No, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. That's the only reason that I actually got the vaccine, right? Because I want to travel. I really do. Like, and I don't. It sucks to see things changing so much. Especially somebody like me that travels internationally. To me, I felt like it was just best to just go ahead and nip it in the bud, get it out of the way. That way, I don't have a problem anymore. So yeah. But like I said, I'm still on the side of people that either don't want it or want to get it. I really think at the end of the day, it comes down to public opinion. It really does. Or personal opinion, sorry. Vicky Soto, $5 super chat. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Great to see you live. Hope to see you on a cruise real soon. I'm debating, guys. So I'm set to be in, and after this, I'm gonna move on to the carnival topic. So I was thinking about maybe booking a cruise on the Odyssey of the Seas. I have a friend on that ship, by the way. It's really cool. I was out in Port Canaveral. They were waving to me from all the way up at the top of the ship on the top deck. Really cool. Um, but I think as far as like the vaccine thing going on with Royal Caribbean, I think it's an interesting twist that they've added. I don't think anybody really expected that, or again, maybe some of you did. If you did, let me know in the comment section. Did you expect Royal Caribbean to do this? As a travel agent, I will not recommend or encourage my clients to board any Royal Caribbean ship with unvaccinated passengers to be required to wear a mask or risk ship quarantine if an outbreak occurs. Yeah, like I said, I personally believe that does come down to personal opinion, right? You also got to understand again, this it's been proven between the Grandiosa, which we've heard literally nothing about since last year, Virtuosa, which again been silent, other than of course all the hype going on with the inauguration and the first cruise and all that. We've heard nothing. So I think people naturally, at the end of the day, as far as the risk, right? People again, they don't want to have to wear masks the entire cruise if they can help it, and they don't want their cruise interrupted should there be an outbreak or anything like that. But I figure if cruise lines go ahead and decide to, let's say, resume operations and have the option to either you can voluntarily show your vaccine status or you can get tested. If you come out negative, you're allowed to board the cruise, but you have to wear a mask. I think that works for everybody. I think that's a really, really good happy medium, to be honest with all of you. But I could be wrong. We'll have to wait it out and see how all this happens. Woohoo, the vaccine. You really have to travel, but I can understand with your relationship and all. Yeah, well, my girlfriend's French, so she had to get the vaccine too in order to travel. It's kind of like we got to do what we got to do. You know what I mean? Again, I've told you guys before, I'm not anti-vax or anything like that. I was never opposed to it. Right now, given I am worried about the long-term effects and all this other stuff that comes in with it, and especially with all the stuff being revealed with the emails and everything. So, you know, it's definitely an issue. So the next complaint you will hear is that this is going to be a matter of separate but equal. Yeah, I've been talking about that. Nobody wants a two-class system. The people with jabs can roam around in Cozumel. Others are herded into motor coaches like cattle. Yeah, I do believe that's without a doubt going to be an issue. And as far as Anu, so if you're vaccinated, you won't have to wear a mask. I don't think that's the exact requirements. Let me see if I can find something on that. I think all this stuff is still, the details of all this, I believe, is still being hashed out. But I could see that being a possibility. And it sucks because that would then create, again, a two-class system. You know what I mean? But I think people, if they have the option to say, look, you don't have to get on this cruise, but if you do, if you're vaccinated, you cannot wear a mask. If you're not, blah, blah, blah. I think the option would be there as opposed to the blanket order of the two-class system. So, I mean, that's what it looks like for me. Italy requires a negative PCR test. Yeah, I mean, if you take into consideration everything that happened over the past year over in Italy, it's understandable, right? I get it. I get it. Regardless of how people feel about the vaccine and whatnot, for some places like Italy or Australia or whatever that dealt with a lot of problems, it's I'm not surprised. Whether people agree with it or disagree, I'm not surprised. Do you think Oasis of the Seas will set sail from in September? Well, again, I've been saying this for a while. I do think all of this hinges on what happens in July. If these cruises actually resume operation and these test sailings this month actually go as planned, I believe it's going to just kind of fall from there in a positive direction. I mean, think about it. If the test cruises work, right, and cruises are actually successful next month in July, what other argument will there be for there not to have any other cruises going on? If you think about it, if you really think about it, right? At least though. I love how informative you always are and appreciate you doing your due diligence on topics for discussing them. Yeah, I do my best. Like, the thing is, one thing I try to make clear, guys, and maybe I should say it every video, I'm not a travel agent. I'm not affiliated with any cruise line. I love travel at the end of the day. I love cruising, right? But overall, I love travel. I think the world would be a better place if everybody traveled. End of story. So I just try to do my own research, and given I'm not a scientist, I'm not a doctor, very clear about that. It's just my own personal opinion at the end of the day, and naturally, I leave people on this channel the option to disagree or agree. I'm not gonna bite your head off. Now, given you try to attack me, I'm gonna come at you. I'll tell you that right now. But you guys know that, right? I'm not gonna sit there and take it. Like, I'm down to have a little peaceful debate. I really am. How do you say this? Eloise 77,600. Is that how you say it? I hope I'm saying it right. But seriously, thank you so much for the $50 super chat. Wow. Thank you. Wow. I really appreciate that. Guys, if you're just joining in, make sure you hit that like button for me. I'd really appreciate it. I really would. Seriously, thank you for that. What's up, everybody? Love the great news. Yeah, this is great. I mean, again, I know for a fact that a lot of people are going to feel one way or another about this situation. But again, this is what people have been wanting. You now have the choice. Guys, I'm sure that some cruise lines are going to come out with fully vaccinated sailings. So you can take that one, right? If you're worried about there's going to be an issue or an outbreak or anything like that, or your cruise is going to be interrupted, which I think is the number one biggest fear that people have, then, by all means, I'm sure there are a lot of cruise lines, like, again, Carnival, which I've been putting off forever. Guys, let me just briefly go over this. I'm sorry. I got a little caught up, guys. Let me go over this Carnival situation, all right? And so this article that I found from C-Trade, which I see is pretty reputable a lot of the time. Carnival, a shift on COVID-19 vaccination thinking Carnival Cruise Line. So here's the thing. I was actually literally right by Christine Duffy. Well, on the other side of the fence, because I'm not part of the cool kids. I wasn't allowed in there with Tony and everybody else. Essentially, you had Christine Duffy doing an interview with, what is it? I forgot. She did Good Morning America, I believe it was. And they were asking her about the situation with the vaccines. And it seems like she's kind of done a 180 and changed her tune, so to speak, as far as how she feels about the vaccine. So over the past couple months, one thing that we have seen about Christine Duffy, she never said directly or actually, yeah, directly or indirectly, really, that how she felt about the vaccine situation. She just kept mentioning how no other industry, including other sectors within the travel industry, are being regulated as far as cruising when it comes to the vaccination status and people asking and all that other stuff. But now she has it seems like she kind of conceded and is saying that Carnival will require vaccines in order to sail for everyone, Then she was asked about, the children. What about the children? And, the thing is with kids, I believe it's 16 at this point, or 12. If you're 12 and under, essentially, she didn't answer the question directly. But as it sits right now, as far as who's allowed to get the vaccine and who isn't, technically, if they do the vaccine mandates, if you are under 12, you cannot cruise. Right? Now, you got to wonder, what kind of impact will this have on Carnival Cruise Lines? Let's say, should they actually go through with this full force and people want to cruise with their families? After all, Carnival is, without a doubt, the heaviest family-friendly, kid-heavy cruise line on the planet. I think nobody can argue that. Now, given, families are on all types of cruises. But if you look at this situation, you got to wonder why this big switch up when Royal Caribbean had completely gone the opposite direction. I mean, I get it. Maybe of course, each individual cruise line is their own company. You got to take that into consideration. And maybe they just don't want to deal with the hassle and, of course, the situation going on with DeSantis. And maybe they just want to opt on the side of the CDC, which again, not right, not wrong, right? People are going to feel about it how they're going to feel about it. But at the end of the day, the company is going to do what they have to for their bottom line, for their business, which again is completely understandable. Again, you can't argue this, right? They can't just be for the people all the time, right? The customers do come first to a certain extent, but you also got to think about the company surviving as well. So if Carnival opts to, let's say, make vaccines mandatory, there is a potential issue there that I've mentioned a couple times, guys. There is the possibility of Carnival alienating a piece of their audience, right? Which could, I want to say, easily would be about 25% of their audience should they make it mandatory for you to be vaccinated in order to sell. Yeah, I would say anywhere. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I think it probably be anywhere from 25 to 30%. Now, given I can't factually speak on that, but at the same time, like if you think about the amount of kids and the amount of people that are on Carnival, and Carnival is kind of like the it's not a cheap cruise line, but it's definitely the cruise line that you would go to get the best bang for your buck for sure. So if you look at that, you can assume that a portion of the people there are opting to not get the vaccine, or they don't want, they don't want to get on a cruise for fully vaccinated. They believe that things should just kind of be a free for all, so to speak, or people should have the option at the end of the day. So it's definitely going to have an impact. Deciding depending on what Carnival decides to do with this. So I mean, this is definitely a big deal for both ends, to be honest with you guys. Carnival can mandate vaccines to sail now and ease requirements on cruising to begin the evidence to show how safe cruising is. I agree. So here's the thing that I've been saying about this when it comes to the vaccine mandates, guys. As far as I'm concerned, I think that in the short term, if cruise lines decide to mandate vaccines, yes, that makes sense considering the situation that we've been dealing with. And as far as the CDC really pushing against the cruise ship industry, in the short term, it makes sense. However, I do believe as far as like an end date to this, there should be a tentative date set where they can reevaluate. Obviously, I guess the most practical date would be potentially the November 1st, right? When all of this is said and done, they should say, you know what, we're going to mandate vaccines for now for the cruise lines that decide to mandate it, and just say, you know what, on November 1st, we're going to reevaluate. If numbers haven't spiked up or if there's no situation, we're going to end it and everybody can sail. That makes sense. At least in my mind. I could be wrong. Like I said, it's all opinion based, right? That makes sense. So, let me know what you guys think about all that. I mean, if Carnival were to do this, right? Again, they're not right, they're not wrong. It's just a business at the end of the day, business end. Maybe until November, when the framework is supposed to be done and over with, November 1st, go ahead and let it all go, or at least reevaluate. I don't believe it personally. I wish they could all mandate vaccines, but Florida ain't gonna let them. Both Carnival and Royal Caribbean have the same protocols at the end of the day. Yeah, again, guys, they're businesses, right? They're gonna do what's best for their bottom line, right? No business in history has 100% done what everybody agrees with, right? That doesn't happen anywhere really. Nobody's gonna be happy, right? My YouTube channel, nobody agrees with everything that I say. Understandable, right? They're not right. I'm not right. I'm not wrong. They're not wrong, right? We all have opinions on how we think things should be based on our reality. Our reality is based on literally our own personal experiences and what we've been told, and out of what we've been told, what we choose to believe, right? There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So again, some people are right, some people are wrong, and at the end of the day, nobody's right, nobody's wrong. That's how I look at it. Honestly, that's just my approach to life. Jay Lynch, thank you for the $5 super chat. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Let's see, Jay, does that mean Royal Caribbean will do test cruises since they are dropping the vaccine mandate? Yeah, so we got a couple cruises with Royal Caribbean that are set to do the vaccine mandate. I don't have the list on hand, but they got a couple cruise ships. If anybody knows, I wish I had the picture still. Let me see if I can find it. But they do have a couple cruise ships that are set to do the test sailings. People who badmouth cruising are wrong. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, though, people also have to understand, not everybody is an avid cruiser. Some people just kind of do it like a one-off thing, right? It's definitely a more cost-effective option for a lot of people that don't typically travel and don't know the loopholes as far as traveling, and they want to just kind of pay for the cruise and relax. No frills, no complications. They want to get on the ship and they want to go, but they aren't obsessed with cruising, which isn't a bad thing, right? Some people are cruise addicts. They're not wrong for that, but some people just cruise just to cruise. They're not trying to just 100% back the cruise industry. So, Luis Lanther, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. Thank you. Let's see. Anyone going on Celebrity Edge? I'm not personally. I'm not gonna lie to you. In the short term, I'm probably gonna end up buying a cruise last minute. And celebrity is a little bit too pricey for me to just dish out that kind of money. I got a lot of money in AMC right now, so let's see. Maybe if we have that short squeeze, we'll be good to go. Vaccines aren't stopping people from getting COVID. Yeah, I mean we've mentioned that plenty of times. That's definitely an issue. Let me see if I can find that list. I think I had like a short list up here somewhere. I just don't remember what I did with it. Anyway, I'll try to find it later. Royal went rogue. Hopefully they don't cause the cruise industry to be shut down. I don't think so. I really don't. I think with everything going on, right? Again, they're giving people the option to volunteer, right? So if let's say people are vaccinated, I'm assuming that the vast majority of cruisers are probably already vaccinated, to be honest with you, right? So if they make it an option for you to just voluntarily say if you're vaccinated or not, or you can just get the COVID test, right, the PCR test, then there shouldn't be any incidences on board. I mean, if that was the case, we would have seen more situations happen with the Grandiosa already, other than that family evading the bubble and the false positives that we've seen, right? I think that would have been a completely different scenario. So I think the cruise lines are going to be very thorough about how they're conducting their business. And if they say, look, either you can volunteer to show this thing right here, right? You can volunteer, or if you don't want to volunteer, you have to get a COVID test potentially in the beginning, in the middle, and at the end. So be it. And for the people that are saying they're not going to cruise, you're not wrong, right? It's your opinion, but I can almost guarantee you that those ships are probably going to be full, or at least whatever occupancy level they decide to choose, it's probably going to be filled up, and chances are some of you are going to wish you had jumped on those cruises anyway, because you're going to see that it's going to come back and nothing happened. So I don't know what to tell you. I mean, like I said, I don't think anybody's wrong. You can feel how you want to feel about the situation. You're entitled to your opinion at the end of the day. Larry Richmond, man, you're so loyal, such a loyal subscriber, man. I appreciate you. Thank you. Big fan. Bad news. My July 4th allure out of wow, I can't read today. Allure out of Carnival finally canceled. Good news. Booed, same cruise, August 29th. Great news. I will be on the Freedom on July 2nd. That's great to hear. That's good. That's good. That is really good to hear. Let's see, not about opinions at all, but all of your predictions have been correct since the pandemic started, period. I started with Salvatierra, watch all the others that you mentioned. Hope they mention you just as much. Yeah, that's the thing, guys. I'm not going to be somebody that's overconfident, toot my own horn. I believe in common sense. Believe it or not, as much as they say it, common sense is not common. Like, a lot of people saw me as negative when it came to a lot of things that were going on, and I just told the truth, like with the shutdown. People said it was going to go on for a month at the beginning last year, and I said, unfortunately, it's probably going to go for a month to, or 6 months to maybe even a year is a strong possibility. Not because of how things were shaping up with the virus. That was partly true, but when the virus hadn't even hit the US yet, and it was on cruise ships, I told people and explained to them the way the cruise system worked. For example, I was on NCL Escape. 70 different nationalities on board. To fly all these crew members home and to bring them back takes time. And we're already seeing virus cases on other ships at that point in time. It's inevitable that there were going to be more situations on board other ships. And a lot of people thought I was just trying to spread negative news, and I was just talking because apparently I got fired from a cruise line, which, by the way, is not true. I finished my contract, and there was only one more run of the show that I was doing, and they decided to bring back the original. So I want to debunk that theory, by the way. I didn't get fired from a cruise line, all right? Most cruise lines don't hire breakdancers. If you've been on a cruise, you know that. There used to be Carnival. They had the Fun Force, which I only got to do one weekend of. So, any news for Royal's Navigator of the Seas? I got nothing on Navigator, no. Nothing on Navigator. I graduated from Ashworth University with an honors in travel and tourism. Roy, wow, congratulations. And cruising stopped, so I've been watching, all I'm doing is watching you. I appreciate it. I love your honesty, and your opinion is very refreshing. I believe in just not taking everything as fact, right? You got to think outside of the box, and this just isn't going for cruising. This is life, right? You got to look at all the scenarios. You take everything, even the people you trust with a grain of salt, because you know how it is, right? Your best friend could turn around and intentionally or unintentionally backstab you someday, and then what happens? You know what I mean? Now, given, it's not that I have trust issues, right? I just believe to question everything to a certain extent. You can't take anything as fact. Common sense is low quantities these days. I think it always has been. Jay, thanks for being you and not trying to do what people might want you to be. Yeah, guys, it's all just, it's all part of the game, right? Even here on YouTube, you got to think, like, a lot of people say I'm negative or I'm not confident or blah, blah, blah. It takes a lot to just get on here in front of hundreds of people, if not thousands of people, and just talk, right? It's not easy to do. I've had a speech impediment. I talk fast, right? A lot of people don't like the way I speak, but it is what it is. It doesn't bother me. Not one bit. You don't want to watch? See you later. So yeah, by the way, guys, if you want to hit that like button, I really appreciate it. I know we can get to 300 likes today. I know we can do it. Let's see. I'm going to Carnival. You speak just fine. No, I appreciate you guys. Thank you. No, seriously, you guys are some of the best. You're the real ones. So here's a question. Like, I do want to talk about what happened in Port Canaveral yesterday, but you want me to read some of this article, or do you guys get the gist of what's going on right now? Let me know. Did you have fun hanging out with Tony at the Mardi Gras homecoming yesterday? Yeah, I did. I did. It was really cool meeting Tony. Now, given both of us were in a rush, we had to set up live streams and whatever. Even though my first live stream shut down, guys, I was really irritated. There was so many people out there, in between the Kennedy Space Station and everything else. I guess there's like an interference with the cell towers and whatnot. Yeah, I had to do like 5 live streams yesterday. Let's see, Fab, missed the chance to buy you a cold one yesterday, so here it is. Well done. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. I won't be traveling for a long time. I love watching breakdancing and hip hop music. Look, so I'm gonna try. It won't be overbearing, but when I do my vlogs, I'll be trying to put some breaking in there. Especially these days, I'm not really doing as many shows as I used to. Not because it's more so by choice. I want to focus more on other things that I have going on these days. Are you going to be on the NCL Breakaway Cruise in 2023? That's a long way away. I don't know. I plan typically like a year out, guys. By the way, I am going to be planning a group cruise. All right. I don't know when yet, but I'm working on a potential partnership with a travel agency. I'm not going to give you guys too many details yet, but I am working on a partnership with a travel agency. Once that gets rolling, we are definitely going to do a group cruise. Tony cried, did he? No, I ain't cry. All right, look, Mama ain't raised no punk. I got happy though. It was a really beautiful day yesterday. You guys have, if you weren't there, it's kind of one of those things. You had to be there. It was beautiful. Let's see. Can you please read it as I have not heard it? Guys, you want me to read this article, or at least like go over the plot points? I can read some of the article with the Carnival situation. Thank you, great. Keep it up. Very informative. Love your new shirts. Thank you. Yeah, I just bought some more earlier today too, so I got them coming. Let me see, guys. Read it. Just easier. Okay, cool. Let's see. Good for you. You should not live your life according to people's likes and dislikes. People are gonna hate on you, especially when you do something different. Like when you're thinking outside of the box, people are always gonna have something to say. You know what I mean? Like, my friends had a problem with me saying I want to go scuba diving. They told me black people don't do that. So, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta just get rid of it. Get rid of it. All right, let's see. Could Carnival Cruise Line's prior stance on not mandating? I feel like we're doing reading time right now. Everybody gather around the circle. Sorry, look. Could Carnival Cruise Line's prior stance to not mandating vaccines for passengers be changing? While there is a path for unvaccinated travelers, we really don't think the protocols will work to allow us to deliver guest experience that we want to be able to do. So I think right now it does look like people will have to be vaccinated. Carnival President Christine Duffy told Good Morning America on Friday. So that's the basic, premise on this whole argument right now with Carnival changing direction. They don't want the overall experience to be any different. And I have mentioned this since last year. A lot of the avid cruisers that are really advocating for cruising, the issue with this is a lot of cruisers don't know what they're gonna like and what they don't like about the new normal of cruising. That's the fact of the matter, right? Everybody that's pushing for cruising, they want cruising the way they know it to be. And when they get on and they see all these things going on with cruising, it's going to throw a lot of people off. And I don't think Carnival wants to risk that type of change up and then knowing that eventually they might go back to normal. You know what I mean? Let's see. Can you leave a link to the article so we can find it for ourselves? Yeah, of course. So after I get this live stream up, I will definitely put it in the description box, okay? So you guys can check it out. So I'll leave it at the top of the description. That way you guys can see it, all right? I don't think fish are judgmental. They come in all colors. Yeah, exactly. Heard you sniff during the Disney horns. It was cool to see. By the way, guys, I am chopping up some of that live stream. I've chopped it up. So I did today the Disney horns. I did it as a YouTube short. Make sure you guys go check that out. Send it to people. It's really cool. That was my first time hearing all those horns from a Disney cruise ship. Really interesting. Let's see. Yeah, Shannon, just search the YouTube interview with Carnival President. Yeah, it'll pop right up. It will. Okay, now let me see. Duffy said protocols are still being worked out for the Centers for Disease Control and other authorities. And then it talks about how just a few weeks ago, how she kind of flip flopped, and she was saying, well, not flip flop, you know what I mean? But she was saying something just completely different as far as the vaccine mandate. She was talking about how other industries aren't allowing or aren't being ridiculed and pressured as much, by the CDC. So, bro, when is normal sailing going to take place? That is the question. That is a big question. Like I said, I do believe all of this at this point in time rides on what goes on with the test sailings leading up to summertime and then after summer. Post summer, I think there could be a big possibility that we could see something as far as normal for cruising. I really do believe that. I like how you bring a unique perspective, being a former cruise line employee and contractor. Thank you. Yeah, I think it's different. Hopefully you guys don't get annoyed with me at some point. I got a lot of energy. That I'm very open about. What do you think about cruising next year? Fingers crossed, everything should be good to go by the time cruising operations resume next year. Fingers crossed, right? Now, given as long as we don't have like this random surge or something of that nature, I think we should be good to. Wow, I'm so off today, guys. Look, it was a long day yesterday. It was hot. We should be good to go by summertime. Oh, thank you, Diane. Yeah, guys, make sure you hit that like button if you're just joining in. I'd really appreciate it. I know we can get 300. We can do it. And then the next goal will be 400. Uh-oh, Chi-Town in the house. Let's see. Proof of vaccination by Carnival Cruise Line. Asked how many people will prove they've been vaccinated, Duffy said, "We are working on some technology that may allow passengers to upload their vaccine information ahead of the cruise. But there's always the old-fashioned way where people will arrive at the terminal and have to show proof of vaccination." So basically what they're trying to do here is maybe have like some type of third party in between the app where technically people aren't asking a business within the state of Florida for their vaccine status, which, I mean, I don't know what grounds, how much weight this actually holds as far as it technically not being in Florida, which, I mean, I guess that does make sense if you think about it. There are a lot of companies that are incorporated and organized in other parts of the world and other states and whatnot. So, I mean, that could be a reality, right? If people just submit their vaccine information before the cruise and they don't do it on hand or at the port, then maybe that could work. I can see that being a strong possibility. Jay, you do a very good job of providing a reasonable running commentary on what's going on in the cruise industry. Keep it up. Looking forward to meeting you in person. Hey, I'll be around. I'll be around. Once I get up and running, guys, like I said, I'm going to Mexico on Monday. I'm going to do a couple videos while I'm out in Cozumel as well. I think that'd be really cool to see because that's one of my favorite ports. I know it like the back of my hand, too. So I want to show you guys all the cool stuff over there. No Name Bar and Mr. Sanchez and all that other good stuff over there. So it should be fun. Upload pre-cruise is the answer. Yeah, I do think that could be a way if they decide to go that full vaccine route. Ron, not very bright. I don't know. I think people are looking at things on a one-sided way. I look at both. Like I said, Ron DeSantis' whole idea about all of this is that half of the country, maybe more, at this point are already vaccinated. And you could assume, especially with the just how the numbers look, with the overall demographic of cruisers being 45 and up, most of them are probably vaccinated to begin with. So at that point, it's kind of unnecessary to ask for anybody's vaccine status. And again, I also understand that's a very slippery slope to go down too. Hope Senior Frog's open in Cozumel. Maybe. We'll see. I mean, I'm assuming everything's going to be open out that way because they don't have any like restrictions out there. I don't even think they have mask mandates over there either. We'll see. Can't wait to see you all in Barbados. I miss Barbados. Fun place. Very, very fun place. Have the cruise regulations all changed from Royal Caribbean or just cruises out of the U.S.? This is only for Royal Caribbean. And then you have Carnival talking about making it mandatory to be vaccinated or mandating vaccines in order to sail. That's what appears to be the situation as it stands right now. So we'll see. Mr. Sanchez or what is that? Chankanob? I've never been there. I don't know what that is. I guess I don't know Cozumel as much as I thought I did. I know I'm late joining, but I heard Carnival may be having it where you have to be vaccinated, which would eliminate my son. Are they offering cruise credit or your cash back or back for young kids? Yes, that's what we're actually talking about right now. So the thing is, right, this is all just kind of statements from yesterday. This isn't, I mean, even though it came from Christine Duffy, this isn't like the official announcement from Carnival just yet. This was simply an interview from Good Morning America. So the situation with this is right now, we got to wait and see what Carnival solidifies as far as them having it that you be mandatorily vaccinated in order to sail, right? This hasn't like been an issue. This isn't an issue where they're finding out all the print and saying, well, if you haven't been vaccinated, you can't sail, and here's going to be our refund policy and all that. How old am I? I'm 28. 28 years old. I'll be 29 November 8th. So I don't know what you guys consider that to be, young, old. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I don't know where the time went. I feel like I was just 21. The only slippery slopes I support are those slides on the cruise ships. Yeah, I agree. Let's see, bro. Do you really think it's safe on board to sail right now? Hope the cruise industry is not making a mistake. Oh, the same thing goes for crew stuck on board. They're not stuck on board. And again, you also got to understand that there are plenty of cruise ships outside of the U.S. that are sailing, have been sailing since last year, and they've been just fine. I think, to be honest with you, and they're not little ships. It's a pretty decent argument to make that things just might be okay. You know what I mean? Like that's a strong argument. I know a lot of people are saying, "Oh, this is going to be a catastrophe." People have been saying that for a while, but for some reason, the Grandiosa, we haven't heard one little thing about them. Again, except for there was a false positive in the issue with the family that decided to leave the safety bubble. That was it. Why do I like saying that? Safety bubble. I'm going on a cruise without my young son. I'm definitely leaving him behind. He's gonna remember that, all right? He's gonna remember that. Look, just I don't like advocating lying, but just tell him that you got a business trip. Tell him it's for documentation. You're starting a YouTube channel. How about that? Let's see, young buck still in your 20s, fun and finding yourself. Yeah, dude. I think no matter what age you are, you're always going to be finding yourself. I don't think there's a stopping point. I really don't. The people that get complacent and stop finding themselves, usually those are the people that get bored and depressed. And you always gotta keep moving forward. You always gotta discover things, right? Like this is like somebody starting a YouTube channel at 50, which there are plenty of them that are now making six figures on YouTube because they decided to go the extra mile and do something different, right? Look at Traveling with Bruce. He doesn't. I mean, he still does the cruise stuff, but man, this man's stock market channel blew up. He blew up, man. Like I kid you not. Like I don't know how much money this guy's making on YouTube, but just understand that the finance stuff, the finance channels on YouTube, they make bank. Okay, if I had the ballpark, looking at the CPM level, what you get paid per 1,000 views, this man has to be making around 10K, maybe 15K a month. Now this is given. This is when the whole GameStop thing was going on, and now with AMC. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like you're never too old or too young for anything. I'm looking at YouTube as, oh, you should. YouTube is so underrated. It really is. A child was LOL. Don't talk about DeSantis. People swallow all his illogical talking points. Again, you say it's illogical. I look at both sides of the coin, right? Nobody's wrong. Nobody's right. Blah blah blah. You know, I've said it already. I'm 62, just starting. Yeah, exactly, exactly. Right? You know the thing is, and I know something that I'll probably see very, very often. Something I've been seeing since last year. People talk about me starting this YouTube channel, right? And they say, "Oh, well, what you've only been a crew member. You haven't taken 30 cruises like I have." And I'm like, dude, what does that matter? You know, like I think it takes somebody maybe just doing something one time to fall in love with something, right? I'm sorry, yeah, I grew up in a very, economically challenged family. I mean, growing up here in Tampa, we used to pass by the Tampa cruise port all the time. Wished I could go on a cruise. Parents didn't have the money. So it wasn't until I was able to work there as a dancer then that I got the opportunity. That doesn't mean I'm not allowed to fall in love with cruising or travel for that matter. You know, I think people get things so confused. It baffles me. It really does. Today is the first day of the rest of my life. That's what I'm talking about. Exactly. Exactly. I'm learning English with you. Well, look, my girlfriend, so when I met her when I was with the Harlem Globetrotters, she didn't know English. When I met her in Toulouse, France, we were using Google Translator left and right. Now, given, I was just trying to buy her a drink, and get to know her a little better, but next thing you know, she knows perfect English now. I don't know how because, my English can be a little all over the place and I talk fast. So, oh, thank you, Shay Shay. She said, you're doing a great job. I wish I knew how awesome cruising was when I was in the Army. I wish I knew how awesome YouTube was. Imagine if I had started YouTube when I was with the Harlem Globetrotters. That would have been, oh, y'all wouldn't have been ready for those stories, man. Like I know the cruising stuff is great, but You wouldn't believe half the stuff I told you about what happened with the Globetrotters. You traveled in all these countries as a young American. Mm-mm. It was a good time. It was a great time. So, but anyways, is there anything else like you guys want me to continue reading the article, or what do you want me to talk about when it comes to this both the Royal Caribbean and Carnival? If not, we could talk about Port Canaveral yesterday. That was a good time. I actually got to kind of meet one of my friends that's on Odyssey of the Seas. Like, we never met before, but we've been talking for the past couple months. They're on Odyssey of the Seas, giving me all the details and whatnot of what's going on, and just let me know like how they've been and whatnot. But I got to wave from them. I was down at Grills, the restaurant, and they were up the top deck. We were waving at each other. It was pretty cool moment. I'm new here, never been on a cruise, but I live in Tampa Bay area, and I want to go. Any advice for those not getting vaccinated? Well, Royal Caribbean might be offering a opportunity for people that aren't vaccinated to sail. But we'll see. Again, guys, these are all articles that are coming out, but I don't think any of this is set in stone as of yet. When are you planning on going on the Odyssey? Depending on the availability and the price, I might jump on the July 3rd. Maybe. Just maybe. Because I'm supposed to be in Mexico until July 5th. Gotta talk to my girl, she understands the business side of things, so might. And it depends how expensive these cruises are, because I heard they start out at about 2,200, which is after you factor in taxes and everything else. It's yeah. Let me see. Let's hear a Globetrotter story. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. You want to hear it? There's just a lot of party stories. To be honest with you, you gotta think. When I was with the Globetrotters, this is from like age 19 to like 25. A lot of partying. That's all I really wanted to do. And travel, of course, too. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Everybody has their time. All right. Yeah, but I know I seem like an upstanding young man, but man, there was a point in life where I loved to really party. So let's see. Did you touch on the test cruises not being for the public? So that hasn't been officially announced as of yet. I know, what is it? Disney, I think, is the only one that's like sort of officially come out and said that they aren't going to be bringing on volunteers like passengers. So I don't know. So did you juggle with Tony or do breakdancing? No, it was like 6 o'clock in the morning, and both of us are trying to rush up and get our live streams up and whatnot. Well, another time. We exchanged numbers and whatnot. We talked for a bit. There'll be another time. I mean, you also got to think we also don't live far from each other. He lives in Spring Hill, which is still considered somewhat Tampa Bay-ish area. Not far at all. Shay, yes, the medical crew had those protocols and drills in place. Yeah, they're ready to go. I think everything's gonna be okay. Do you think prices of the cruise will level out after a while? Yeah, I think the initial impact is probably going to be somewhat higher prices. Either it's going to happen before or maybe later on down the road when things stabilize a little bit. But I think there is going to be a price bump at some point, and then things will potentially stabilize, given that the dollar stays intact because, it's not like it hasn't been printed to oblivion or anything like that. 25%, I believe, of the world's 25% of the dollars in circulation, I think, has been printed out. I believe they said within the past year or something like that, or throughout the pandemic. Something crazy like that. 25% is a big number. Tony is cool. No, he's definitely a cool guy. I got to meet him and Jenny yesterday. So, and I'll give it. It was only for a brief second because we were all frantically running around trying to get everything set up for the cruise ships to come in. Mr. Traveler interview with the CEO of Carnival yesterday. He said, "Get vaccinated, point blank." Yeah, but again, all right, so this guy's a CEO of a company, right? And everybody, again, has their own opinion. They have their own personal feelings about things. And of course, they're going to say people get vaccinated because that is definitely, without a doubt right now, the easiest route to go down. So, but I'm not going to let somebody tell me that isn't a medical professional that I trust tell me what I should do and what I shouldn't do. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to do my own personal research. I'm going to talk to the medical people that I trust. And then I'm going to make a smart decision based on what I believe. Just because a CEO says go get vaccinated or a celebrity says go get vaccinated, I don't think that really matters. You know what I mean? That's my thoughts on it. A lot of companies have a goal to provide a valuable service. Yeah. Now the thing they want is they want to have vaccinated cruises because that's the only way, at least at this point in time, that they could have a full set of operations where people can have something similar to what the normal cruise was, the normal cruise experience was, which is understandable. No cruise line, no company, especially a service-based company, wants people to have a different experience than what they know. Because even if people understand that this isn't always going to be the norm, they're still not going to forget that experience, and it's going to have a toll on them. And that's just from a business standpoint. There is no company out there that wants that. So, they don't want to go in resuming operations over a year later with people just having a weird feeling about, oh, wait, this isn't what I remember. It's going to deter people away, even if they understand it's temporary or not. That's just how it is. Hey, Jay, when are you cruising? Again, I'm talking to potentially some people about doing the test sailings. If not, I'm also looking at Odyssey of the Seas. But if that doesn't work out, because I'm supposed to be in Mexico until July, then I will jump on the next available cruise, either late July or August. One of those options. Jay Dawkins, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I really appreciate you. Talking to medical people, yes. I already know what they will tell you. Yeah, well, this is what I'm saying. Again, medical people, again, put an emphasis on medical people that I trust. Medical people that I've been around. You know what I mean? Because even before this pandemic, you can go talk to any medical professional. We've seen this in history's past. I don't know why people don't mention this. There's been times that you can go get advice from one doctor and then you'll get completely different set of advice from another doctor, right? And worst case scenario, somebody will have a life-changing surgery that needs to be done. One doctor will tell you it's too late, while another one will say, well, there's hope, and we'll do the surgery, and that person survives. That's just an example. I know it's a little grim, a little dark, but that's just the reality, right? Even if science is involved, even if medical history or medical professionals are involved, people can still put public opinion and personal opinion into account. I don't understand why that's so complicated for people to understand. That's how it is. So I have kids your age. I feel old. Oh, don't feel old. Come on. Look, we're all just living life, all right? You're as young as you feel. I hope I'm still like 70 years old doing backflips. That would be cool. Go on Odyssey of the Seas in September. Your drinks are on me. Yeah, but I want to get on I would love to get on the inaugural cruise for either the Mardi Gras or the Odyssey if I can. So I'm gonna look into it. That would be nice, especially to do like a tour or just have a really, really good experience. I think it'd be a good opportunity for myself, for the channel. But we'll see. Like I said, I've had the money put aside, so I'm just going to see what the best option is. Now, given, I'm not going to lie to you, there is no way in the world I'm going to put like $4,000 down on a cruise, especially given these circumstances. So I'm going to see what the best financial decision is to make, the best investment, and honestly, the best experience that I can possibly have on the cruise. Book Odyssey for July 3rd on Royal Caribbean for 3 hours. On hold for 3 hours. They are trying to figure out if we can disembark on in Aruba based on local protocols. Oh, nice. Oh, the 3 hour hold isn't nice, but hopefully everything works out. Because again, I know there's going to be a lot of factors like the ports of call. A lot of factors. Be honest. How many people are you ready to knock over in order to get the Oreo cheesecake? Everybody. I'll put on my football shoulder pads and I will knock over everybody. Nobody's getting in the way of me and some Oreo cheesecake. I'll tell you that right now. Justin, it could be for your honeymoon. Very true. That's very true. Look, we're not looking into that right now. Not yet. Not yet. Everybody, stop rushing me, all right? Look, there's no rush to get to the rest of your life, okay? There's no rush, no reason, right? There's too many things going on these days. So, anyway, look, so I do want to talk about the Port Canaveral. Man, it was a good time yesterday. It was hot. But you know what bothered me the most is that I wasn't invited to the cool party that they had, right? So there was like this members only or invite only party that was going on at Port Canaveral yesterday. Christine Duffy was there, and Tony, he was in there, and there were a lot of other people in there, and I'm like, man, how do I get in there? I guess because I'm not a travel agent. I guess I gotta get like a travel agent's license just to go get it so I can get invited to the cool club, guys. What if I was a travel agent? No, I feel like it's a lot of work. I don't know if I want to do that. I think I'd rather just work off and just be a YouTuber and just do that. Cruise blogger. It's okay. If I don't get to go to the cool parties and the inaugural stuff, it is what it is. And the christenings and as fun as that would be, I don't know. Maybe I'll get cool enough so I get invited to that kind of stuff. We'll see. It was for travel agents. Yeah, I know. But it'd be cool to be a part of that stuff. The travel agents, they get to go to the christenings and all this other good stuff. So maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea down the road. Neat idea that you are. It was so neat that you were waving to that guy on the ship. Yeah, that was cool, right? Again, I had been talking to him before. He had been watching my channel, and it was really, really cool to see, for sure. Like I said, I've been talking to this guy while the Odyssey was very far away. So it was nice, and that was the most random thing ever. I didn't think he'd actually be able to be outside either. And I didn't know he was watching until he started waving down. I was like, who's that guy waving at me? Do you think Royal Caribbean would just scrap bringing the Oasis to Cape Liberty for just 2 months? It's possible, guys. Here's the truth. I think right now, we're gonna see as we've seen a lot of cancellations, suspensions, a lot of redeployments, a lot of things are gonna happen between now and July, and of course the rest of the year. I think that's a given at this point, and it's kind of one of those things that we don't know what's going to happen at this point, as it's been with this entire pandemic. Unfortunately, we don't know until it actually happens. We're going to see a lot of things happening between now. Again, look what happened with Odyssey. I believe Tony bought tickets for the crew party, for the cool party. Did he? Well, I want to know where he bought them, because, you know, I really want to know. We were in the Netherlands. Welcome again in Miami. Oh, when are we welcome again in Miami? That's a good question. I mean, I can't wait until we actually see international cruising again, because I would love to go over to somewhere in Europe or the UK or wherever and go cruise again. Get on the Virtuosa or Scarlet Lady. Unfortunately, that's not allowed. We can go over there, but we can't, So I don't know. Uh, the craziness continues, guys. Why didn't Tony pull you through? Well, I mean, he didn't see me, I don't think. Maybe he did. I don't know. Who knows? I mean, I don't think he did, though. But it's kind of one of those things, guys. Like, for him, who knows? Maybe he was just lucky to get in there in the first place. He's not going to say, hey, bring Jay in from Shiplife. He just met me. He doesn't know how I am in person. I could be this really loud, obnoxious guy that never shuts up that makes him look bad, And everybody's going to be like, yo, who bought that guy in? And they look at Tony. You know what I mean? Like, I understand. I get it. So, they blew the horn on the Disney because of you. Oh, that'd be nice if they actually did. If you guys haven't watched that, by the way, I cut it up and I put it in one little video. I'm going to cut the cruise ship battles up as well, and I'll be posting it too. But anyway, guys, I'm going to get ready to get out of here. I got a couple things I got to go do for my Mexico trip. And yeah, but I'll be posting a video tomorrow, of course. I just figured the live stream would be a lot easier to do as opposed to just making a video, because I figure between now and the next couple days, there are going to be a lot of changes. There's going to be a lot of announcements, so just be ready. Wow, you're old. Way to hit my age. Pushing to 60. I think I can break dance at my age. Look, let's have a battle then. I'm ready. My husband, I would love to meet you someday. I'll be around. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not leaving. All right, yeah, but seriously, guys, so I'm going to get out of here. I got to go take care of a couple things. I'll have a video tomorrow. Thank you guys for tuning in. On that way out, make sure you hit that like button. We should have pushed for 400 likes. That would have been great. But, hey, it is what it is. Guys, I hope you're doing well, and we'll see what's going on. I think things are moving in a very, very positive direction. It's all working out so far. Have fun seeing your girlfriend. Oh, I will. I miss her. So, see my little croissant. All right, guys, take it easy, and I'll see you for tomorrow's episode.